Sifuna has managed, and he did it when Baba was alive, and he's continued with the same, to capture the imagination of a sizable followers of ODM. Those who agreed with Baba when he went and joined the broad-based government, and those who disagreed with him. And Baba was careful, even during his last days, to make sure that he never lost the party and lost his followers. It was a very delicate dance, and he did it well. Sifuna now is the voice of that other side that never. And even when Matiang'i was attending meetings with them, they would always light his name and put it out there like he doesn't have a party. Put Jubilee here, put Upa here. And then the biggest thing, and this is not a secret, they have sat in rooms and told them, don't join Jubilee. Don't join Jubilee.
They were telling Matiang'i that?
Openly. In fact, on one time, you can remember Gachagua telling him, go to Kisii and come with a village party, come we negotiate. And then the question is, if you really want me to come over to your table, why are you dictating the party I should come with? Who told Gachagua to open DCP so that he can come with it? It was his choice. By the way, he is not even an official of DCP. The proper officials of DCP needs to speak on behalf of that party, because he is not on any record as an official of DCP. So when you get to that level, do you think Matiang'i is a person to bully? By any chance, do you think there is any of those fellas there who can bully Matiang'i? He wasn't bullied when he was in government. And we wouldn't even be wanting to work with somebody in Jubilee who can be bullied. So that attitude is not helping at all. And I can tell you that we are focused ourselves. We know we performed. And this is the bit, by the way. Let me tell you where all this is coming from. The thing is, of all these parties, we are saying, when it comes now to deciding where you go, put your track record on the table. As an individual and as a party. Because you can only be elected on a track record. Not anymore because you come from a big community or you can lash at others better than the others. We are now saying, put your track record on the table. And I said the other day, Ruto was a minister for education, for example. Kalou was a minister for education. Matiang'i was a minister for education. That's his common ground. Let each one of them put his scorecard there. Gachagua can tell us what he did for the 2 weeks he was in Bunge. If there's a motion, he moved second.
Did you say 2 weeks?
Or whatever. Okay, I mean, we were with him in Bunge. It looks like it was just 2 weeks. Because I remember see him walking in once or twice. And that was it. Everybody, even if you have not been appointed as CS or something, wherever it is you've been working, put your track record on the table. Mother has a track record. You can talk about it in the constitution making process and the rest. Kila mtu awekele track record yake pale. So that you don't just come and join us or join in the opposition and we end up in where we are. I haven't bothered to call DCP UDAB. But if names are put on the table, I'll pick them. I think they fit as UDAB because it's exactly UDA outfit that is the other side of the coin. But calling names is not going to help us go to where we want. But we are here, and during our NDC, our party leader said we are still in Azimio. And there must be a structured way of dealing with either continued being in Azimio or exit of it. The issue before us must also be addressed by Azimio. We, even in Azimio, were betrayed by Junet.
How?
Aye, many ways. And I don't want to talk about, but I'll mention it.
Oh, come on, SJ, you can't say something like that and then just leave it hanging.
He betrayed us in this way. One is that even when we were doing the Azimio demonstrations, he was never part of it. Never part of it. Number two, when we were fighting for the position of majority in parliament, he was never part of it. When we finally delivered the judgment, which was given to us, and I was the only person going to that court. When we finally delivered the judgment of us being declared the majority, he worked with Wetangula to defeat that judgment. Today he sits in as the minority and he is speaking on behalf of the majority. Can you imagine that level of betrayal? I mean, you may not know it, but as a person practicing politics outside parliament, your voice is that person who is on the floor. And instead of him carrying your voice on a daily basis, he carries the voice of your opponent on a daily basis. There can never be any other worse level of political betrayal than that.
Correct.
And it is terrible. So he has betrayed us on the floor of the House. When we were doing parliamentary committees, one of the major problems, complaints about from members of Parliament of Jubilee is that slots that were meant for them were not given to them but given to other parties. He was the one responsible. After decisions have been arrived at outside of Parliament by Raila, Kalou, and I used to sit there, it was him to go and implement in Parliament. And many of those slots that were meant for the members of Jubilee, he never allowed them to occupy.
Were these issues raised with Baba?
Yes.
Or during the...
We raised all these issues.
Okay.
But he had his own way because he was also trusted. You know, in politics, you also trust. The level of trust of Baba on Junet was amazing. And I can go to another area that now, another disaster that we have not been able to address. He is the Secretary General of Azimio. Never have we ever had a meeting of Azimio. If you go to the county assemblies where Azimio has a control, outside perhaps Nyanza and the rest, where Jubilee has a control of the assemblies, we were never able to give guidance to that assembly as to how do they conduct themselves when the governor is a UDA.
Why?
We never functioned as a unit, and it was not in the interest of the person who was supposed to make it happen, because he had already compromised himself in Parliament. So those assemblies are also compromised as a reflection of the betrayal of this. The issue is this for ODM, because it is the issue that is on the table.
Yes.
Like I saw it in Jubilee, ODM is on sale.
Sorry,
Jubilee was on sale.
To the highest bidder, or was it?
There is always one bidder.
Okay.
It's not the highest bidder, and the price is determined by the bidder. Jubilee was on sale, and what they were saying is Uhuru should retire. Uhuru should retire. That time it is actually Jubilee that they were auctioning. ODM is on sale, and what they are now trying to say is Uhuru funding Nini Maneno. Things that are really of no, and they must fight for the soul of ODM. They must fight for the spirit of Raila. And that is what Mama Ida did yesterday. And there are people who must do this more clear. I have had a very, very short discussion with one lady now whom I really respect. And if Gen Zs were looking for people who can show them where to go, Winnie. Winnie seems to have understood more of where his dad was going than many people have had in forums where we have been invited for people to eulogize